right. So this is almost backing up the technical skills. This is building like performance skills. Like you're talking about. These are terms that we'll understand that are maybe a bit more they are more technical terms. Where would you see the distinction, I suppose? So I guess could you talk about almost like performance skills versus technical skills, like how they kind of roll in with one another from there?
So technical skills, what you do. Performance skills is how and why you do it, right? So you could be elite at sending cold emails. You can be elite at launching Facebook ad campaigns. But if you don't trust yourself, if you do not focus, if you're not consistent, if you don't do it for the right reason, and you do not sustain motivation, you will fail. The difference is never your skill set. It's always performance. Every time you hear about a fantastic, sportsman that was very good when he was young, but then people forgot about him. Do you think his skills is what's stalled? Or is his mind? It's his performance. It's every time. And people are over-indexing on technical skills. I absolutely need to learn one more way of doing this. Like my marketing stack is not good enough. Dude, it is already good enough. What is not good enough is you. Your performance is not good enough. Why? Because you've never trained it, my friend. People tell me I'm suffering from this. Like I'm just not good enough. Like why would you be? Like you're not, if you never learn how to send emails, you never judge yourself by the fact that you don't know how to send emails, do you? Right? People judge themselves all the time because they lack performance skills that they never really think about training. I wish I could be more consistent. Have you trained it? No. Oh, maybe that's a problem. Right? So this is the thing. Technical skills is what you do. Performance skills is how you do it and why you do it. Like Michael Jordan was not 10 times better at dribbling, technical skills, or shooting, technical skills. He was 10 times better at performance skills, getting in the zone, trusting himself to take the final shot, leading the team based on his self-confidence. All of those things are performance skills that stem from mental mastery, behavioral mastery, strategy, and execution, right? So that is the divide. Elon Musk is incredibly intelligent, but the thing you and I admire the most is his ability to win. How do you think he wins? Because of this. Because his ability to relentlessly focus on the thing and do it. And if you read biographies, which I read a lot, it's every time is the same. They always talk about this. It's always how you focus, how you show up, how you become better over time. That's the point that makes the difference.
How do you start building performance skills for someone who's new to it?
Same. What is a performance problem? Literally, what is a performance problem? Like, let's say someone cannot focus. Let's make a very clear example, right? You cannot focus. Every time you try to focus, you get distracted. Okay, cool. What is the system thinking approach to solving this problem? All right, if the outcome of it, if the effect is a lack of focus, let's find out all the causes that are causing that lack of focus, right? So we will map out. So how we normally work is the first thing we do is we run a full 360 analysis of everything that happens in one of our clients, right? So how you manage the time, the brain, like attention, the mind, conscious mind, subconscious mind, all this stuff, business life, everything, right? So it's always about analyzing what's going on. In this specific example is, all right, how are you getting distracted? Is it technological addiction? Let's test your attention span because we do that. Are you having emotional urges? Right? Do you have like emotional urge to get distracted? Do you have unprocessed emotions? Do you have subconscious fears? What is the thing that is preventing you from focusing? We got to find that. And what we'll most probably find is tons of causes, right? Tons of things that we could be working on. So what do? We sort them by leverage and we solve them one by one. Let's say someone is spending 8 hours on his phone. Very obvious. Solution is do no more than a couple hours per day, please, right? And we test the before and after. That is the first bottleneck. Once that is solved, then we go into emotional management or whatever, right? Whatever it is that we find. And over time, you graduate the system of your focus to the next level. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. It does make sense. It has me thinking on like building the skills, right? So let's say in your ability to focus. So let's say you're in a ring fence session. Ring fence session being where a time of work on a specific task. We monitor how afterwards we take stock on that. We run feedback right again. See how we were doing throughout that session. what went well, what didn't go so well, where can we improve a bit more.
Against the timer.
Against the timer. Flow trigger, of course, as well.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about 1% better every day. Like that's something that people talk about. Why do you talk about 4% better every day?
Because that is what Google find. Like engineers of Google found out that is the optimal stretch to get into a flow state. Right. This is why I'm not really into the notion of 1% better, because I think it is erroneous. Because every time you're trying to become 1% better every day, you're judging yourself, right? You're literally setting a cap on how much you can accomplish on the day, but also you are expecting to get 1% better. And if you don't get 1% better, guess what? You judge yourself, right? Every time. Plus, 1% better is just, self-development, right? What do we want? Technically, we want 4% better, because that is the flow state. That is the optimal stretch calculated by Google engineers 10 years ago. There's research by Flow Genome Project about this. Now, what I normally say is you gotta absolutely aim at showing up at your best. Literally dying every day at work. Like literally making sure there's nothing in the tank every single day. Because sometimes you will become 10% better in a single day. Sometimes you will have a terrible day. You don't know. That is the nature of performance, right? I was reading research lately that said that I think elite athletes, they still report, I don't know what sport specifically, but I think 6 bad days a week, which is about 25% of their practicing sessions. Elite athletes, right? So we all have bad days. If you're judging yourself by 1% better, you're constantly going to be judging yourself. So the goal is to show up at your best and understand what are your breaking points. Because again, we're graduating the system to the next level. Right? We're constantly battle testing the focus. We're constantly battle testing the consistency. We're constantly battle testing the self-belief. It's all we're waging war against ourselves every single day. This is why I do, the fasting that we were discussing the other day, right? Because it's all about testing, pushing, improving.